is up, everybody? ZMT Sports back better than ever.
Better
for the first time, I think, in ZMT Sports history, and it might be the only time in ZMT Sports history, me and Mike will be recording an episode grieving together.
Look at my fucking background. Well, fucking devastating.
I'll let you take the floor. I'll let you open it with this. I'll let you open it with Rutgers' tough loss against Houston.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of different opinions. Well, not really. I'm fucking heartbroken. But I'm gonna say that literally, it's been a while because my teams all suck usually anyway. So it's not like I'm enjoying it all the time. But I get constant heartbreak, but at the same time, first time since '91 going to the tournament. They won a big game. They're winning this game. No doubt they should have won.
Dominated this game.
And literally with about 4 minutes left, there's no question in my mind, your mind, anyone in the nation's mind that Rutgers is going to go to the Sweet 16. When the N1 happened and they took the lead, and then Ron Harper put up a shot and it didn't go in, I can't emphasize how still I was. It's like Medusa looked at me. Is that her name? Is that her fucking name?
Yeah, turned you into stone.
I didn't move for an hour and a half. I couldn't believe what I saw. I couldn't believe the last 4 or 5 minutes of that game. I know that you'll get into it. I couldn't believe their approach. I couldn't believe. I noticed this, as every fan would say, is using as an excuse. I couldn't believe the officiating. There was just a lot of things wrong in that last 5 minutes, and I'm not going to say that. Rutgers did deserve it. But their approach at the end there makes me want to believe that they didn't deserve it. So I'll let you take the floor and what you think happened.
I agree 100% with you. There's nothing that you just said that I disagree with. What bothered me so much about Rutgers, I can't hear myself when I have my both earphones on. I can't. So I'll look like an idiot. It's not on my ear, people. It's not on my ear. I will look an idiot to sacrifice me being able to hear myself. What pissed me off about that game was you could see in the beginning of the game, the first 5 minutes, right? I feel like the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes of this game, Rutgers didn't even deserve to be on the same court as Houston, in fairness. But the other 30 minutes of the basketball game, they deserve to be in the Sweet 16. And I think what killed me and when I knew this game was turning was, I don't know if you remember the sequence of plays, but
I know exactly what you're going to say. Yep.
Rutgers was up 12, right? Houston got a basket. Rutgers missed. Houston came back and they made an 8-point game, right? So now this is 4:30 left in the second half. So Rutgers is up 8 and they're coming down and they're kind of getting to their set offense. This is when they were still going with some tempo. Geo Baker and Miles Johnson run a beautiful pick and roll. Got both the guys on Houston to jump at Geo, and Geo lays this perfect alley-oop to Miles Johnson. And Miles Johnson was clearly playing hurt, didn't get up as much as he does, as he normally does, and freaking bricked it right off the back of the rim and missed the alley-oop. Houston comes down. Juro, who was playing with a hurt hip, was just grabbing his hip the whole game.
Yeah.
Dribbles down, stop, transition 3, 5-point game. Rutgers doesn't call a timeout. Rutgers comes down the floor again, misses another shot. Houston comes down. The shot clock 5-4. This kid, I think his last name is Grimes or something like that, buries a deep 3 almost from the logo, and it's like, oh my God. And in the blink of an eye, within 2 possessions, Rutgers goes from up 10 to up 4, and now they have to use a timeout. And now there's about 3:20 left, 3:15, and Rutgers was still in that prevent offense. They were dribbling to half court in one of the corners and sitting there until 12, 11, 10 seconds left on the shot clock, and then trying to drive to the basket. You leave yourself no room. And then Houston's a fast run and gun team. They were going right down. And I wanted that Syracuse Rutgers matchup so bad.
I know you did.
So bad.
I did too. Why wouldn't you want that for the tri-state area?
Oh
How
my
would you
God,
not
it
want
would be
that?
perfect, bro. And for people who don't know about my college basketball affiliation, I guess you can call it, who I root for. I grew up a Syracuse fan, diehard, as you guys know, right? It's genuine. My whole life it's been Syracuse,
Yep.
Syracuse football, basketball, everything. And then I ended up going to Rutgers. So naturally, you go to a school for 4 years. I interned in the athletic department. I worked all the football games. You become a supporter. Rutgers and Syracuse aren't in the same conference anymore, so it's easy to root for both teams. And that's what I wanted. And
The
I was
dream matchup for you.
3.5 minutes away from a win-win on Saturday night, just watching Rutgers and Syracuse play each other. And the winner goes to the Elite Eight. Like the winner, one of my teams is going to have a chance to play for the Final Four. Like that was the dream. And it slipped away from us in what? 4 effing minutes.
4 minutes.
And it wasn't even like, it was like, let's say Houston, I want to get your opinion on this. Let's say this game was like back and forth the whole time. Like, let's say there's no lead, right? Larger than like 4 points. It wouldn't have hurt that much. But the fact that Houston had to go on a 14-2 run and only won by 3
hurts.
That hurts. And they got the other 2. Remember, they got the other 2 points after, Harper Geo Baker had a foul because he dribbled the ball off his foot. In the possession after the N1. So like I'm right on that, right? What do you think? What is like if it was closer, it would hurt less, I think.
I think that's the case. I mean, it's one thing losing a shootout game than losing a game that you know that you have in your hands. That's like the Jets and the Cowboys. They're up by like 2 possessions with a minute and a half left, and some miracle happens, an onside kick. They come back.
It's like what the Cowboys did to the Falcons.
Yeah, if we were on the end of that, that's just brutal way to lose. And I think that's how it was when it comes to the Rutgers. I mean, I just obviously the way that they approached it, I'm going to keep emphasizing it. I can't tell you enough how much I fucking hate officiating and referees in sports.
I know.
Not in just, and the thing is like professional, and then as high as a level as the NCAA, how competitive it is. I just don't believe that games should be held in the hands of refs. I know it's part of the game. I know it's natural. I know it's how it goes. But man, 15 free throws to none in the second half. And that was a part of their run. That was a part of Houston's 14-2 run at the end there, is that they were getting calls when they were getting blown on. And then Rutgers, tell me if I'm wrong, there was plenty of times like, when they got conservative, but when they went for a shot, they were getting fouled. I mean, if you're going to call the same fouls for Houston, call the same fouls for Rutgers.
It was messed up. It was messed up. It was almost like the refs were penalizing Rutgers for playing the offense that they were.
Yeah.
It was like, well, if you're going to take the clock down, we're not going to give you what you want. Like we're going to
game.
But it's the game. You're right, and that's when you're 100% right. That officiate, like, take the game out of your hands.
Yeah.
And we're seeing what happened in the NHL, man. We're seeing what happened. That referee, although which is messed up, he's getting painted as bad, but I kind of see why he did it. He just didn't form his words right.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna be mic'd up. You shouldn't admit that.
He did. Actually, his reffing partner was mic'd up, and they weren't aware of it.
Man.
That's what happened.
And I gotta get Nashville.
I just have to get I have to give fucking Nashville a penalty because it's getting too chippy. And it's like, you know what? That's what hockey is, though. If the 2 teams are getting chippy, you do something even minuscule, you're gonna get called for it because they have to control the game. So I don't really care about that, but that just highlights your point about the officiating. Like, who knows what those NCAA refs in that Rutgers Houston game are going? They could have talked to media timeouts and said, "Hey, if Rutgers keeps playing like that, we're going to make it hard on them." Like they're trying to run out this clock with 4 minutes left. Like we're gonna make sure that we make their life harder too. Okay, you can't do that. Like things like that. And it's so annoying because you're right. There should not ever be a time where a team has a 15-point free throw, a 15 shot free throw differential. It shouldn't happen.
Rutgers wasn't at the free throw line the whole second half. Like that is
bullshit.
Insane.
Really.
Like that's like not natural. Like the refs doing what they do is natural, but not giving calls to both teams. That's not natural. That's when it gets sketchy. That's when it gets upsetting. And I mean, and that's one thing if Houston was playing a clean game and there was no plays, I didn't disagree with them not getting fouls, but there was plenty of plays where Rutgers was getting called, where Houston was doing the same thing and they were not getting called. And I know we're going to get into, I know we're going to talk about some games in the round of 64, 32, whatever. But I'm going to bring up the Texas game against Abilene Christian. that game was put in the hands at the end to the refs.
By the refs. Yeah. Texas is way too good of a team to get screwed like that.
One of the, like you said, one of the best backcourts in the country. Obviously, they did not play up to their par against Abilene Christian. I mean, Abilene Christian didn't play as well either. It was only 50 points by each team.
Look what happened to Abilene Christian to UCLA. They didn't even look like they deserved to be on the same court.
Exactly.
And I know Texas is a better basketball team than UCLA.
But literally, the refs put that game in their hands. And Abilene Christian got the foul with 2 seconds left in the game, 2 free throws. I mean, I hope you can make free throws in your college professional level.
Facts.
And that's it. I was upset about that because I know Justin Roosh, our buddy, he's a big Texas fan. He had a lot of money on it, and when I hit that three, and it hurt. I mean, like, just to lose a game like that is just. It's just bullshit. It's bullshit. It's unjustified. That's what I would say. Yep. It is very unjustified. So I'm just going to go with that. The picture says it all itself.
I know. And what made that loss, and this is the last thing I'll say about Rutgers, is that I just got done watching Syracuse pull off an upset, and Rutgers game followed Syracuse right after. Yeah. I'm like, okay, now it's Rutgers.
All the momentum is riding into the Rutgers game,
and it kind of took away my excitement. I would say until about yesterday about Syracuse. Like, I was devastated about Rutgers so much. I actually forgot. I didn't forget, but my happiness about Syracuse kind of was put in the back burner until about yesterday when I looked at the schedule of the games. We're going to AC again to watch it, right? So I'm looking and I'm like, bro, Syracuse is in the fucking Elite Eight, bro. They're in the Elite Eight. They're playing Houston, who Rutgers should have beat. So clearly Syracuse can beat them. They're an 11 seed. Just 4 years ago, I was watching them as a 10 seed make a run to the Final Four. Like this, Buddy fucking Boeheim, bro. Buddy kid, Ice, bro. Buddy
this kid
Ice
is generational, man, and he is single-handedly bringing Syracuse to where they are.
Did you see what he said after he hit he was going back and forth with that McNeil kid on West Virginia, hitting threes, and one possession, McNeil missed the three, complete brick. Buddy Boeheim comes down. I mean, hits a fucking three from almost a logo, like elbow extended logo shot. And he comes back and he's pointing. He's like, I'm a bucket. I'm a bucket. I was like, let's go. I'm like, this is electric.
He breaks all the stereotypes about the coach's son and everything like that.
I was just about to say that. You read my mind.
Oh,
literally
sorry.
Breaks all of them. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, no, he literally breaks that stereotype. He's like, oh, coach's son, he's playing because he's a coach's son, but that kid is generational talent. He is single-handedly could bring Syracuse to Final Four for sure.
And that's my. I know we're going to talk about a highlight game of the Sweet 16. That's my highlight game of the Sweet 16, obviously, because I'm a fan. I think Giroux is still banged up. I think Syracuse, if they keep shooting the way they're shooting,
unbelievable.
They'll beat Houston.
Oh, there you are. I think you froze for like a millisecond there.
So you froze too.
Oh,
yeah.
But now you're there. Look at you.
I'm here.
Look at you. All right.
But I like I said, highlight game for me, Syracuse, Houston. Syracuse keeps shooting the ball the way they can.
I think if Houston plays any towards the level they did against Rutgers, I don't even think that. I mean, obviously it's going to be a close game. I mean, I don't know. I can see Syracuse pulling away big in this game if Houston plays down to par like they did against Rutgers for sure at any point. Yeah. So I mean, we'll get into it. We'll give our picks. Was there any? Let's just get into it right now. Was there any games or anything about the tournament so far that has caught your eye? Anything that's been surprising to you? Well, let me start it off. Actually, let me start off.
Man. I've been talking a lot.
Because this is March, right? I've kept saying that the last episode. This is March. I remember joking around saying, "Yo, I wouldn't be surprised if Oral Roberts won the tournament. They're in the Sweet 16
and winning tough games." Winning in the toughest bracket, they're winning games. It's funny because when you go look around your house, all I see is the crying Knight MJ. So I'm like, it looks like you're looking at him.
I'm looking at him for sure. Here, Mom, you want to get in?
On your shoulder.
Here, my mom's here. Hold on, let me turn off my. Oh, there she is.
What's up?
Hi, Tom.
What's up?
Yeah, I just think that's hilarious. I was literally joking. You're like, oh no, you're going too far.
I said you were on crack.
Yeah, I'm on crack. And look at this, Oral Roberts and UCLA, great pick by you. I got to give you 5%. They won me some money, not for betting, Vandal, but for the little pool thing that we were in. I just think that's crazy because that really is March. Because I think I'll start out by saying this is probably the most upsets that I think it is the most upsets or highest seeds that we've seen.
I think it's the most plus 13 seeds in the Sweet 16.
Yes.
Because what we have Oral Roberts, we have Loyola Chicago. Like, yeah, we have Syracuse,
Loyola
Oral
Chicago.
Roberts, Loyola Chicago.
I love them.
I'm missing another higher seed that's in it.
Oregon State, right? Isn't Oregon State 12?
State at 12. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's like the most like 8 or higher seeds in the.
So you called me. You said I was on crack, but I had the right idea. I just didn't pick the right higher seats.
Yeah.
You know, I said what was the team that played Houston to be Cleveland State? I said Cleveland State. Oral Roberts 15. 12. I said Georgetown, but it was Oregon State. Like I'm getting the seeds right, just the wrong teams.
The wrong teams, and FanDuel's getting killed right now. That's how you know. Man. They're getting killed on the tournament because there's people putting in there was so many people putting in like $10 long shot bets, and they were hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Like Syracuse was almost plus 300 against San Diego State. You didn't even have to sweat that game. We were at the Borgata watching both.
They dominated from
Rutgers and Syracuse. And I didn't even worry about Syracuse, right? Like we were always locked in on Rutgers, making sure they held off Clemson.
The first 5-10 minutes of the game, like you just had that feeling watching them. You're like,
wow, they're not missing today.
Yeah, that's this is Buddy Bay. He's taking over, and he was just he's generation. It's
kind of like RJ Barrett tonight, baby. 23 second half points.
What a pick. But yeah, I just think it's crazy. I know that me and you had a little bet going on. Your bracket's a little better than mine right now, so I'll let you
my projected points are just terrible though. I only have one team that could make it to like Gonzaga, my final four is busted. Like
I got one half of. I still have Florida State and Gonzaga. They can meet each other in the Final Four.
Okay.
And then my Texas Tech and Illinois. I could not believe Illinois was
dominated.
Rough. They were dominated. And I think you saw a side of Illinois that you haven't seen all year. Like when the going gets tough, when they haven't faced it all year, they looked like a bunch of.
Here's the thing I want to say about that, because I wanted to touch on this since this is our like middle of the pack emergency pod fucking tournament, right?
Yes.
The Big Ten has been all right. I wouldn't say overrated, because I think that's going a little too far, because I think Michigan
best basketball conference.
That's what was said all year. But I think you're seeing the style of the Big Ten makes it the toughest regular season conference, because on a night in night out basis, bro, you are facing like top talent, and it's a dogfight every night. But when they go face the top teams in the ACC or the top teams in these other conferences, they're so fast paced, they're so whatever, and they were getting beat. And the Pac-12 was, as much as the Big Ten was overrated coming into this tournament, the Pac-12 was underrated, because USC has not even had to sweat a game. UCLA beat Michigan State. Oregon State hasn't had a sweat. Oregon absolutely dominated the other day against Iowa, another Big Ten team. So I think you're seeing the paces of both conferences. It's making a huge difference, man. And the Big Ten and the Big 12, not good showings. No, yeah,
they did not show up in this tournament at all.
Big East and the Pac-12, they got the most slack coming in.
Now they're coming to not.
Creighton's playing well. Villanova can never count out a
great pick by Mikey D.
They snuck by, right? They snuck by Santa Barbara, the Guachos, and that cost me. I lost a parlay by 1 point. Oh my god! By the Guachos.
I'm just saying, like, it's crazy how close we were to being very close. I mean, on my end of it, like there was like for both of us, there was some scenarios like with all these upsets going on, that some of our picks that looked crazy looked like it was going to happen. Like Florida, like me picking Florida goes to Sweet 16, like they're going against Oral Roberts. Like 15 seed, your best chance to go to Sweet 16, lose. Yep. I mean, and then there was just so many high seeded matchups that wasn't favored. That like
no.
And then it looked like, even if your bracket was busted from all these upsets, at the same time down the road, like you said, usually the higher seeds get in. but not this year. It's insane. It's insane.
That's what makes Rutgers.
That's what makes it worse.
This is the Rutgers podcast. Like, I don't even care. This is the Rutgers podcast. No matter what we're talking about, we're going to end up talking about Rutgers because it hurts so much.
Yes.
That's what makes it hurt 12 times more, because they would have beat the bet. They would have ended up beating the best seed. Because as we go into to learn, Illinois loses to Loyola Chicago.
Yeah.
So it's like if Rutgers ends up beating Syracuse, they could be playing Loyola Chicago to go to the Final Four.
What a matchup that would be.
10 versus 8.
It's so ugly. It's so awesome.
Think about that.
I know.
That's why it hurts. And now I get to see my team possibly do that, which would be exciting. I'm like that's why I feel bad for you. You know, like you don't have the downfall of it. But then again, if I never went to Rutgers, I wouldn't be a Rutgers fan, if that makes sense.
No, yeah,
like the laws wouldn't even hurt anymore. But
and I think what hurt makes it. If we're gonna keep talking about Rutgers, but you know, I think
this is the Rutgers pod. I'm not even gonna talk about Sweet 16. We'll get to those. We'll get to the matchups after. This is Rutgers. We'll start venting. This is Rutgers emergency pod. Grieving. It's all about Rutgers. It's all about Scarlet Knights.
Put me in my grave.
Yeah.
But picture says it for itself. I think what makes it even more depressing too, like if there was a chance for them to do it, obviously it was now. Because obviously we saw the best version of them last year when they would have been a better seed, when they would have made the tournament. And I think I think they would have made the Sweet 16 last year, probably.
Oh yeah, because they would have been a 4 or 5 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have been one of those seeds where it's like, oh, you know, Rutgers, are they a little overrated? They could lose to a 12, but they wouldn't have.
Yeah, I think they would have showed up.
They had a little more scoring last year.
They got their chance again this year. They got a good win against Clemson. Like I said, dominated Houston, lost in a heartbreak. But then it comes down to it, like what is the future for Rutgers going to be? We're not going to have Gio. Miles Johnson just went to the transfer portal today. There's just a lot of things. I'm not going to say going downhill because I think Rutgers coach is good enough.
Michael's got us right in the ship.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's good enough to get the recruits, to get the right guys to make them play better. But at the same time, we're losing the guys that we watched turn the program around, leave. Yeah. And I think that's what makes it a little harder and a little more bitter to taste right now too.
Yeah. I think players are going to want to come and play here. I think, you know, a lot of the good things that Steve Peichel does is grab players from the transfer portal, like Jacob Young was the only player with NCAA tournament experience. He was at Texas, and Shaka Smart really didn't have a place for him anymore. And Steve Peichel snatched him up and ended up playing significant and important minutes, and was a big reason why Rutgers, you know, took that jump last year. You know, he's going to find guys like that. Cliff I can't pronounce the last name, Omarigi.
There you go.
A 5-star recruit, came to Rutgers, chose Rutgers over some of the biggest schools in America. We're going to get more guys like that. They're going to get some guys in the transfer portal. Paul Mulcahy, he's going to start playing even more significant minutes. He's very good on the defense side of the ball and just plays fundamentally sound basketball. Literally that. And you're right that this was their best chance to make a run. Because I doubt if they're ever in our future, if we're ever watching Rutgers in the second round of the tournament,
it won't be
I doubt their projected opponent in the Sweet 16 is going to be an 11 seed. Like, throw the name out, Syracuse. Rutgers could have faced an 11 seed to go to the Final Four, to go to the Elite Eight. Like, that's not a joke. Like, that's an 11 seed. Yeah. And then an 8 seed to go to the Final Four. Like, I don't think there's going to be a better path to go to the Final Four than that. Unless they end up becoming a 1 seed somehow, which I don't see happening.
Yeah.
But
maybe, hopefully.
Yeah. Hey, last year they would have been a 3 or a 4 seed.
Yeah.
They had 22 wins. They were like 22-9 or 22-10 or something.
They were a good basketball team.
They didn't lose at home ever. They had like 5 top 10 wins. I mean, then they got screwed with COVID. And then this year they came back and they struggled. You play the same teams over and over again. Rutgers wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
And tough loss. And long story short, now we're sitting here grieving, and you got Michael Jordan crying in a night, and hurts.
It does. Kind of wish we had him on the podcast. Remember Kyle Marr? Jesus Christ.
That he took that one to heart.
He didn't even want to go to work the next day.
For the Tom Leone in elementary school and the Jets lost.
No, but Kyle was like,
it's the way they lost. It was just so.
Yeah, it's just frustrating.
It was just so. Ugh. It was just like, bro,
I was always
go to the
sitting.
basket.
I'm
Go
always
to the
sitting
basket.
2 feet to where I was sitting when I was watching it, and I just didn't move. Like I was in cement. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to move. I was like, I couldn't believe this happening.
You
I
want to know
couldn't believe.
you want to know the sequence that I thought they had it? Do you remember when Jacob Young missed the 3 on the left side of the court?
Yes.
Like the left, right? He totally bricked it. Houston tried to transition back, and Rutgers plays great defense. They come right down the court. They move the ball around, and Jacob Young swats a 3 to go up 12 in the right
Yes.
corner. I'm like, they're going to the like they're going to go to the 16.
Yeah.
But that type of basketball they were playing, they got completely away from it. That's what's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Instead of putting the fucking foot down on the gas pedal, they played like little bitches, and that's what pisses you off, right?
Exactly.
Like, what is let's speak like Jersey guys, right? What's
Yes.
our state thing? Like, what's our motto, right? We don't give a fuck. We go after people. We play tough. We're gritty. We're this, right?
Yep.
Us against the world.
Jersey.
Rutgers played like that for 35 minutes, and then the last 5 minutes they played like, they're
I don't know what's the state is, a bunch of pussies. Philadelphia,
Connecticut.
like Pennsylvania people.
Like let's just like, okay, we have an 8-point lead. Let's fucking chill out, bro, and let's try to fucking put our fingers up our ass and just sit there and let Houston come back. I mean, I said it before, 14-2 run, and they only won by 3.
Yeah, that's a bigger like fuck you.
Like, it's not even like, okay, Houston went on a 14-2 run and won by 11, and they like took over the last. They won by 3. Like and the fucking guy Giroux grabbing his hip did his hip really hurt that bad? I mean, and then these announcers, bro, those fucking announcers.
I think they were biased as shit. I'm sorry, I think they were the most biased. They were biased as shit.
I think the color commentator, I don't know his name, literally probably went in the Houston locker room after the game, took that Giroux's guy's pants off, and fucking sucked them off until he fucking
gave him the triple block 3000. I agree.
Because he literally did not shut the fuck up about him. I don't know about you, but this Giroux kid, he's shown me a lot. I don't know if there's a MVP in the NCAA tournament, but if there was, he just won it for me. And shut the fuck up, dude. He was grabbing his hip like he was like his kidneys were about to explode, dude.
That was spot on. Holy shit. That was impressive. Are you
dude, every 2 seconds, don't let this kid come in. Don't let this kid come in, because if he comes in, it could turn the complete momentum around for Houston. He hit the 3, and the real announcer didn't even get a chance to like go loud. He was just like, look at this kid. Look at this kid. I'm like, oh my God, shut up.
Heartbreaking.
I'm happy we get to share this together, though.
Yeah, I mean, we don't share enough heartbreak enough together, right? Somehow.
No, so this is good. Wait till Rutgers football becomes relevant, and we're watching them like Rutgers is like
football playoff.
Rutgers is like 8-1, right? And they need to beat Ohio State to win, like to get into the Big Ten championship game, and they fucking lose. They're up by 10 with 4 minutes left, and they blow a lead. Like, wait till that happens.
You're probably predicting it now. You're predicting it now.
Mark my words now. March 25th and 25 p.m.
That's all you.
Tom predicts a blown loss against Ohio State with a chance to go to the Big Ten championship. I mean, I would cry.
Qualify for the college football playoff. No,
like,
I don't know what I would do.
If I have to be honest with you, like, Rutgers has my heart in college football now, because Syracuse isn't a football school; they're a basketball school.
Yeah.
So like Rutgers, like Big Ten football, like if they can get relevant in that, like.
And then just having the OG Greg Schiano and just
they're
like, how do you
in a
not
real conference, bro? They're in a real conference. Like, if they win in the Big Ten,
it's legit.
It's Rose Bowl. It's college football playoff. Like, it's not like the fucking Heineke Bowl in fucking Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Yeah. Like, they're not playing in that shit anymore. It's the real deal, dude. It's Rose Bowl. It's
the Tostitos Nacho Bowl.
Well, the Fiesta Bowl is pretty big, but
it is pretty big.
No, my favorite bowl games are literally the ones I just said, like the San Bernardino Peach Express Bowl.
Yeah, Peach Express, All State. Rutgers would thrive in those. The
Matco Texas Bowl or something like that.
Yeah, those are the best.
Rutgers would be like, oh, they're at a bowl game. Oh, yeah, the Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium.
I went to that game. They got fucking creamed.
They lost. They beat Syracuse. I think they lost. No, they beat Syracuse one of the years, or they lost to Syracuse.
They played Notre Dame in the Pinstripe Bowl 2013. Yeah, and they got creamed. It's Notre Dame.
Yeah, I forgot they played Notre Dame.
They played Notre Dame.
I know.
Got fucking bent over.
Yeah, Notre Dame sucked that year, and they still beat Rutgers so bad.
Destroyed Rutgers.
Oh, Rutgers.
And I mean, yeah, Rutgers would be between basketball and the Heartbreak. I just realized, I mean, well, the football Heartbreak too. I mean, I saw them when they beat Louisville at one time when I was really young, which was really cool, at the game-winning field goal and everything.
Yeah.
Like when they were like top 10 in the country, that was awesome. But then when years went by and I started to really know what was going on, they played Louisville for the Big East Championship against Louisville. Teddy Bridgewater, he got hurt, and the backup came in and shit on them, and they were up like 14. Rutgers up 14. They ended up losing. They ended up being Big East co-champs. Heartbreaking. Played Virginia Tech in a bowl game. They were dominating. Lost to this big QB. I don't even know what his freaking name is. I don't even know if he's. But they lost to Virginia Tech in a bowl game. They lost to Notre Dame in a bowl game. The only win of a bowl game I remember watching was they beat North Carolina one year and some irrelevant.
I remember that.
Game.
Yeah, probably like a Heineke funky.
It was probably like the Meineke Muffler Bowl or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's Rutgers school, man. Like,
listen, I'm a proud ass alumni. I'm so happy I went there, and I'm happy I graduated from there. But right now, I am still basketball team, man. Broke my heart. Yeah. Imagine us right now.
If we had an emergency podcast for Rutgers
shoulda, coulda, woulda, right?
Rutgers versus Syracuse, Sweet 16. Going to
that
AC.
Would be electric. Like I would bring my laptop to AC, hook up to the Wi-Fi there, and go live, on like ZMT, and me watching Rutgers versus Syracuse.
What would you do? You like every single basket? You'd be like.
I don't know.
Every basket, I don't know. I would just be sitting there like, dude, like pick one. I don't know.
You'd be so fit. No, this is what you would do. I know this is exactly what you would do. Here we go. This is Mikey D watching a Syracuse Rutgers Sweet 16 game with me. I'd be sitting there, my arms crossed, probably like shaking my leg, like not knowing what to root for, what to do. Syracuse will go like on a 9-0 run, like Buddy Boeheim will hit like back-to-back threes. Rutgers is down like 6. And you go, of course, Tom's happy. He doesn't care about He doesn't care about Rutgers. Syracuse all the time. Why don't you want Rutgers to win? Rutgers hasn't been here since 1991, but Syracuse is always here. Why are you rooting for Rutgers?
I would look like this.
And then Rutgers would like come back on like an 8-0 run and go up 2, and you'd be like, yeah, fuck you, Tom, fuck you, Syracuse sucks. And I'd be like, dude, that's my fucking school. Like I graduated from Rutgers. And your
happiness is my decline, because this is what would make me pissed off, because you would be happy regardless, and then me and Kyle would just be like, dude,
like if Syracuse won.
Like you would get the Syracuse win, we would get the Rutgers loss. There's no in between, and then we would go to the blackjack table. You'd win like $5,000, and me and Kyle would be down like, I don't know, 200.
Listen, want me to be honest? Hindsight's 2020, and me saying this is kind of out of my ass because they're not playing each other. I would be more happy if Rutgers beat Syracuse than Syracuse beat Rutgers, because I've seen Syracuse make their crazy run to the Final Four. Exactly. I've seen them near national championship game. I've seen them win Big East 6 overtime. Like I've seen so much good from Syracuse. It would have been nice for like Rutgers gets to like Elite 8 Final Four territory. Recruits are coming here, and this program's taking off. Like Big Ten programs don't just, when they get good, they don't just flutter. They keep going. They don't stop. Like Illinois. You just keep going. That's literally what happened. So,
Cowboys signed DeMonte Kazi.
I saw that.
What the hell?
And they took Keanu Neal from the Jets. Fucking assholes.
Dan Quinn just wants to be back in Atlanta, but he's just, bringing them all to.
How about them? Dallas. How about them Rangers, baby? Speaking of your team, I'll bring up one of my other teams.
I know. You want to bring it up. I know. It's fine.
8-3 tonight, baby. 2 points out of a playoff spot.
It's Philadelphia. This stink.
2 points out of, but hey, we haven't been able to. We ran into Philly when they were red hot, and we lost 3. We lost 3 games against them, and now the last 2 games we've outscored them 17-3 in 2 games.
That's like a football game.
And the Rangers are now 2 points out of a playoff spot and are ahead of the Flyers in the standings. So Rangers are 5th in the division now.
I'm happy for you.
Which is cool. Tough loss for the Devils. I think we've officially reached that point of the season where the Devils could win 4 in a row and the Rangers could lose 4 in a row, and they'll have identical records.
That's such out of spite. You're such a cockhead.
Listen, you know what's going to happen, right? When the Devils and Rangers coming up in 2.5 weeks have 4 straight games against each other.
Be brutal.
You know what's happening right now, right?
What?
Rangers are red hot right now. They have points in 6 of their 7 games, and they're 5-1 in their last 6. Or they're on a 3-game winning streak. They're 5-1-1 in their last 6, or something like that. The Devils are like just got off a cold streak. They're fluttering now. Win 1, lose 1. Right? Win 1. I think they got 2 in a row, but
they're 4-2-1. They're 4-2-1 in their last.
We're gonna get to those 4 games, and the Rangers are gonna be red hot, and the Devils are gonna be and you're gonna stick it to us. Like, I know we're gonna go into those 4 games like 2 or 4 points away from a playoff spot, and we're gonna be facing a team that's 6 or 7, like 6th in the division, and the Devils are gonna be like 6 or 7 points behind us, and you guys are gonna win like 3 out of 4. And not only you're gonna like completely shit and fuck up our playoff chances, but you're gonna like get like within 1 or 2 points of us, and I'm not gonna hear the end of it. Like, I know that's what's gonna happen in those 4 games.
All right, I quit.
What, I just jinxed? Did I just jinx? Did I just jinx?
I can't with this fucking jinx. I quit. Find a new fucking partner. Like, look at him. That's me. I quit, dude. I quit.
Honestly, just change that R to a Devils. Just change that R to a Devils logo. Walk away. Just leave that up too. You should have moved the R and made it a little smaller to the left on the left side of the helmet.
Is the R backwards?
No, it's good.
Oh, on my screen it's backwards.
Well, because your screen mirrors itself.
Oh.
And then you could put the Devils logo on the other thing. So when you walked away, it was perfect. You walked away, and there was a guy crying in a Rutgers helmet.
No, I should. When I put this on, when I put this on TikTok, I'm gonna put the Rangers, or not Rangers, the Devils
logo.
It'd be a funny video.
It's awesome.
Yeah, but come on now, you don't mean any of that. You're saying stop bluffing, dude.
No, I genuinely like, because that's happened before.
Well,
like, because we're rivals, It's like the Devils will stick it to us, like the Rangers will be like.
I got 3 words for you. I hope so.
You hope so. It'd be fun. And at that point, it is what it is. Like, I'm at
the point down. Like, seriously, like, I know. It was beginning of the season. I thought they were good. Obviously, they're not as good anymore. But I respect the aspect that they're a young, talented team now, and I like watching the young guys perform. That's at least all I can ask for, because they're competing. That's all.
Yeah, they're competing. They're young.
Yeah.
And here's the big difference between our 2 teams. The Rangers are just as young and are competing just as hard. It's not like the Devils are like 4 or 5 years younger than the Rangers.
No, yeah.
We just have the superstars already that are finally starting to perform.
Yeah, Mika looks back.
Mika's back from the whole COVID shit he dealt with.
Panarin's unbelievable.
Panarin's back from the Rush allegations, playing amazing. Adam Fox had 5 fucking assists tonight. He's not even talked about as one of the best defensemen in the NHL. He is. It's not even close. He's a top 5 defenseman in this league. And that's just where they are now. So when the Devils get their superstars, if they're able to afford them, you'll see the jump too.
They won't.
2 or 3 years, you guys be 2 or 3 years, you guys could be where the Rangers are now. But I think our rebuild's like a year or 2 ahead of yours, and things can change. But you're right. You should be excited that your young guys are playing hard. That was me last year. I knew the Rangers weren't going to the playoffs last year, but the young guys were playing hard. They're the youngest team in the NHL, and they had guys coming up and doing whatever, and they're playing hard. I was like, dude, it's fine. They lost 4-3 tonight, but they fucking battled. And then the next year you'll be like, you'll expect them to win.
Let's talk about Rutgers.
I'm done with Rutgers. I can't talk about Rutgers. You brought up the Devils and then playing hard. I just had a comment.
Ready?
On it.
Ready?
Like a minute and a half.
Ready?
Yeah. Let's end this. Let's rash this up.
Well, yeah. Fast round. Ready?
You're going game. Are you doing 16 games right now?
I am.
Okay.
Fast round. Bring it up. Bring it up.
Okay.
Bring it up. Where's my
like our football podcast? We'll do a.
All right. I made a Sweet 16 one. I know I did.
You need me to pull up the bracket?
I got. Ready.
What's the basketball thing again? Hold on. I had it in my head literally 5 seconds ago, and now I can't do it. The CBS.
First, I miss doing that. I need football.
But that's the CBS basketball, I think, right? I just did that right.
All right, ready? Gonzaga versus Creighton. Who you got?
Gonzaga.
Me too. USC versus Oregon. Who you got?
USC.
So do I.
Nice.
All right. Michigan, Florida State.
Michigan.
So do I. But this isn't the brackets I started with. This is my opinion now after watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay. UCLA or Alabama?
UCLA.
So do I.
Okay.
Baylor, Villanova.
Baylor.
So do I. Arkansas or Oral Roberts?
Arkansas.
So do I. This is Loyola, Chicago, Oregon State.
Oregon State.
I have Loyola Chicago in this one. Okay, so that's our first difference.
I think they're Cinderella ends, although they're not really Cinderella, but
Syracuse or Houston?
Houston.
I have Syracuse. All right, so we're completely different there. Okay. All right, so Gonzaga, USC.
Gonzaga.
I have Gonzaga as well. Michigan, UCLA.
Michigan.
I have Michigan too. So that's our final four. Gonzaga, Michigan. 1. Baylor or Arkansas?
Baylor.
I have Arkansas. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, and then you have Oregon State and Houston.
Oregon State.
Okay. And you are high on Oregon State. Shit. And I have Loyola Chicago against Syracuse, and I think that's where Syracuse loses. I have Loyola Chicago in the Final Four. Sister Jean.
Sister Jean. That'd be awesome. I'd enjoy that.
All right, so one half of the Final Four, Gonzaga or Michigan?
Michigan.
I got Gonzaga. I think that's where they finally kick out the rest of the fucking Big Ten. See you later.
Nice, right?
Gonzaga and like one side of the championship, and then you had
Oregon
Baylor.
State.
Oh no, yeah, Oregon State and Baylor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oregon, yeah. Because I said Baylor or Arkansas. You said Arkansas.
Baylor.
Right. All right. So Baylor or Oregon State.
Baylor, Michigan in my championship.
Yeah, Baylor and Michigan championship 1-1.
Yeah.
All right. Who you got for that?
Michigan.
You are so high on Big Ten teams. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
I'm going down with them.
Well, I have Gonzaga beating
Michigan.
Michigan.
Swear to God, if you have Loyola Chicago beating Gonzaga in the fucking
I have Loyola Chicago beating Arkansas. And then that is where Sister Jean drops to the floor. God bless her.
Oh, no.
Because they lose by 1 point. Buzzer beater.
1 point.
70-69. Mark it down right now.
The first undefeated team since 1976.
Yes,
Indiana
sir.
Hoosiers.
Yes,
Nice.
Sir. Sister Jane's heart is going to fucking stop.
Right
I hope
before,
it doesn't.
Right, no, I hope it doesn't. I knock on wood.
I would. I love that lady. Your
one
scouting
last-
reports are top tier. They're better than everybody's.
They are. Because she brings God into it.
Yes. I pray that we stop this team from shooting from over 30% for the free throw line.
What's the group chat we were in Chris Marr, Kyle Marr's brother, was doing? He goes, whoever made Illinois play Sister Jean on Sunday is messed up. She's giving the team communion at halftime. I was crying.
That lady is a national treasure. She really is
awesome. That's awesome. One last thing I have to say before we sign off for the night. I had a $20 bet, like $20 in my FanDuel account that I was looking to put out somewhere. And I was trying to cover my loss I was trying to cover up the Rangers, like blowing a big lead. I was like, I might as well just put it on the Flyers. They're like plus 2,000, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw the Knicks, right? And they were down 16. They were plus like 980 or something like that. I'm like, oh, why don't I just throw it on them? Like, I would be cool. The Knicks will come back. They win. I win money. It'd be great. I'm like, nah, fuck it. I'll just put it on the Flyers. The Knicks probably won't come back. If they're down 16 to the Wizards, Beal's probably going off, and they're just not having it. Knicks won 106, 102.
I'm 2-0 on basketball bets
Should have
tonight.
done it.
Well, I didn't do the bet before our picks for the show because the Knicks came back 1 by 4. They needed to cover 3. They did that.
Look at that.
And the Trailblazers needed to cover 2, and they won. Hot
Nice.
stuff. So I need the Sixers to cover by 5. They're up by 3, and I need the Kings to just win. They're up by 2.
Okay,
NBA.
Mikey D.
NBA
like the NBA.
picks. I do like the NBA. I'm going to shout out to, hopefully they sponsor us. Picks Wise. I don't know if you ever seen that website before, but they are very good at bets, and
Nice.
they give a lot of advice. They don't really give bets out, but they give advice of what you should lean towards. And that's what I use for a lot of my resources.
Awesome.
They're really good. So
I go off feel, which is why I'm wrong a lot.
Yeah, I just love lately. I just love the Knicks.
I like it.
Bro.
I like it.
I love the Knicks.
I appreciate that because I'm a Knicks fan. And
yeah,
I think they're one of the best teams against the number, to be honest.
Yeah, against the spread, they're amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Like, think about it. I go with feel. Tuesday night, I took 2 heavy underdogs. They both won.
Yeah,
with ease. Tonight, I took 2 underdogs again.
They got smoked.
And the Capitals only won by 1. I needed them to win by 2.
Missed an empty net by like 3 feet.
The Flyers were fucking were underdogs for a reason. That team stinks. So.
Yeah. 1 and 3 on NHL bets tonight. But it's okay. I mean,
Mika scored. Igor didn't hit the post, right? Supposedly.
Yeah, hit the post. He had a couple opportunities, didn't do it. But for anyone who's listening, if you want to see these bets on our pages, if you want to watch these episodes, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, sports_ZMT, and ZMT Sports on YouTube. And Tom, as always, a pleasure. We are 1 episode away from episode 30. We've been doing this for 30 weeks. And before you know it, it'll be a fucking year anniversary, and then we'll be back
at football podcast. Be like, week 1 preview.
Dude, when NFL comes back, dude, it's just full circle. That's wild. We've been doing this for a whole year.
It's crazy.
But I think I like the way that we do things. I think we take the most important things
and we just talk about
in sports, and we just talk about it. I like the way we bring our rivalries and everything. I think it's entertaining. People know us. People know our relationship.
Sister Jean, good luck. Rutgers. Sorry, we grieve. This was good. It's off my chest now. I don't even have to worry about them until next year. Bye, Rutgers. Let's go, Cuse. On to the Orange. Buddy fucking Boeheim, baby.
Yeah, Buddy Boeheim. I am rooting for Syracuse as well. I just say I hope
I'll be rocking my Cuse gear on Saturday at the Borgata, baby.
Yeah, so we will get absolutely hammered. Watch Syracuse beat Houston because they don't deserve to be there. And we'll leave it at that.
ZMT Sports, baby.
Checking out, baby.
Checking out.